Should your children be allowed to express their emotions? That's the question I have for you today. And let's hear what this guy has to say about it. Let's watch this video together. I absolutely agree with what the video says, because this exactly happened to me. As a child, I had no autonomy. I couldn't say no. I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do. It had to be what my parents wanted. I couldn't eat anything I wanted to eat. I couldn't say I didn't want this or I want this and I will be listened to. We didn't have the opportunity to question our parents. We didn't have the opportunity to question our parents. When an adult speaks, you keep quiet. You have nothing to do. You have nothing to say. A child is seen. There was so many boundaries and so many stops to who we were as children. What that did to me was that I became a very rebellious child, which is one of the roles children play. And I was so rebellious. And because of that, I felt like that was how my parents would see me, or I got some form of attention from them. And so I grew up, fighting for my autonomy and fighting for that thing that is still me, my essence, right? I fought for it. Even if my father tried to take it away from me and others tried to take it away from me, I fought to keep it, right? As I grew older, I became a carer. Now, because I realized that every time I gave to people and I was there for people, they appreciated me. And so I would do things for other people, forgetting that I had to do for not even knowing that I had to do something for myself. I had to share because it was by force. It's good to share, they say. What if I don't want to share, right? For some children, it was don't cry. They see crying as a weakness. For some children, it was you cannot be angry. Anger was prohibited. Why are you angry? Come on, shake it off. Somebody does something to you, you report it, they beat you for even putting yourself in a position that they will even do something to you. For example, children were raped. Some children will report it. They will beat you for being the one that wore shorts, for the other person to see your thighs, for them to come and sleep. It was all kinds of things. And so boys don't cry. Men that cry are weak. Don't show emotions. Man up. Be a man. Be a this. Big girls don't cry. Have you heard that too? So even girls too don't. It's not just men that don't cry. Women too don't cry, especially big girls. Too many things. Too many things that stopped us from feeling our feelings because our parents also didn't feel their feelings. They didn't know how to feel it. Their parents also didn't know how to feel it. Their own parents. So it became generational. Today, with my child, when she says, "Mommy, I'm very angry," I say, that's fine. It's okay to be angry. The question is, what are you going to do with it? So anger itself is not a problem. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to choose to damage something because you're angry? Or are you going to choose to do something different and leave yourself in a place where you feel better at the end of the day and you're not regretful for your actions? Because when we get angry, our logical mind shuts down completely. We're not thinking rationally anymore. We're only thinking about how to either hurt or revenge or something at that moment. The question is, would you feel happier on the other side? Some people say, yes, I feel happy when I revenge. That's not true. Even if you do momentarily, at the end of the day, you feel empty because that thing doesn't fill you up as much as you think it will. So this is what I'll say. Allow your children feel their feelings. It's important that they do. But first, you feel your feelings. Because to the extent that you would allow your children feel is to the extent you feel. If you think that feelings are too unnecessary, feelings are overrated, feelings are unnecessary. Feelings are not meant to be felt. Ignore it or pack it, sweep it under the carpet, throw it under the chair. Then you're going to ask your children to do the same thing. You're going to be afraid that your children will feel or help you feel something that you refuse to feel just because you are afraid of what will come out of it. And you will not give your children the permission to feel their feelings also. So why not validate their feelings, but validate your feelings first. Empathize with yourself. Empathy is something that we really need. It's not sympathy. It's different. It's almost putting myself in your shoes and seeing it from your own lens. That's the way I see empathy. Then you neutralize what it is that they're talking about and then transform it. So it's an acronym VENT. You validate them. I can see that you're crying and I can see that you're angry. Do you want to talk to me about it? And if they tell you, oh, someone shouted at me, oh, I would also feel bad if someone shouts at me. So I understand your feelings. And then you empathize with them. It's okay to feel angry or feel, how do you feel? And they say, oh, I feel angry. That's okay. Or I feel rejected. That's okay. I can understand why you feel rejected. The person, what they said pushed you away. I can understand why you feel rejected. And then you neutralize it. But is it possible that this is what they were trying to say or do that you might not have been listening to at the time? And you hear them say, okay, you might be right. Maybe I wasn't listening. And then you ask them, okay, I'm not saying what that person did by shouting at you was the best, but how would you help that person next time if you had the opportunity? And that's you transforming the situation. And this is not just with a child, which is a little child, but a child who is a human being anyways. If you use that acronym to handle situations that you find yourself in, or when people come to talk to you, you don't say, come on, that is why you're crying. Please stop crying, Joe, and get away. Or suck it up. No, you're going to understand it, validate them, let them know that they're not crazy and their feelings are real, or their feelings are at least somewhat real. They might not be real, but their feelings or the meaning that they have given to that incident has created a feeling that is not empowering. But it's not at that time that you'll say that. And work through the process with them to neutralize it and transform it for them. And things get better at the end of the day. Try it today. I always say, put it into what you do. What if it works? What if it works? Because I'm all for what if it works. I'm not in the space of what if it doesn't. What if it works? Imagine the transformation that your children can have, the level of life your children can have just because you did the work to feel your feelings. You can now give them permission and give them space to feel it. Cry. Let them see that it's okay to cry. Let them see you go through some of your own feelings as well. Let them see. But don't be crying. They say, Mom, why are you crying? Say, no, I'm not crying. It's onions that entered my eye. You're confusing them. And you're making them think that, oh, mommy is lying to us. But she's, you're confusing them. So teach them that it's okay to cry. It's not onions that anybody cut. Your eyes are teary because something happened. And so you're crying. Or somebody spoke to you a particular way, you didn't like it. And so you're angry. Or you were abandoned by your dad. So every time you see other people leave people, you feel it's okay. I tell my daughter, I failed too in school. I failed. So it's okay to fail as long as you do your best. And she looks at me, Mommy, are you saying? Yes. If you say to yourself at every point in time, I've done my best. If it still ends up in 20 over 100%, it's okay. Nothing will happen. And you will not be a failure just because you failed one course. You just failed that course. And that's because one teacher made it a subject that you have become a subject to. It doesn't mean that it's going to stop you from being anything in life. That's my personal belief. So, feel your feelings today. They're there for a reason. They're like a pointer. They're bullseye for you to understand something. And when you understand it, heal it and teach your children to do the same. They'll thank you for it tomorrow. Love and light.